Welcome to the Cannes Film Festival 2024. We're so excited to be here. During this show, we're mainly going to follow the competition movies.
And you will also see press conferences, shots from the red carpet, and private interviews.
And when we talk about private interviews, we actually got an exclusive interview with Gere and Thurman.
Enjoy the show.
Welcome to another exciting day here at the Cannes Film Festival. We're so excited to present you with the movie O Canada, starring Gere and Thurman.
Yes, and we actually had our own private interview with them before the premiere. And you can watch this exclusive interview on our YouTube channel, OnePress TV.
And now, let's dive into the movie.
Amanda was a jazz pianist. She said she was the mistress of Jerry Mulligan, but he was always on the road. Amy, Amanda, Alicia, all those A's.
O Canada is based on a novel from Russell Banks. The movie is directed by Paul Schrader. The movie delves into the life of Leonard, played by Gere, an old man who is close to his death. He wants to shoot a documentary film and reveal all the secrets of his life. His wife Emma, played by Thurman, is not so happy about it.
And of course, OnePress TV was at the red carpet for the world premiere.
Yes, and when we had a private interview with Thurman before, she said she was always a bit afraid of falling the stairs when she was walking the red carpet. So let's see how it went. And after the premiere, they had a press conference, and of course, OnePress TV was there.
It was very exciting to see them again, so let's have a look.
I mean, I wasn't thinking about myself at all in this process. So, but as I've been saying in some interviews, my father passed away a few months before Paul came to me with a project. And my dad was almost 101. He was just a few weeks short of 101. But he was living with me and my kids and my wife, and he was in a wheelchair, and he was clearly on his last days, but the way his mind was coming in and out of many different realities and many levels of consciousness, I think that's what I related to very much in this script, and realizing that, of course, we're all going there. where kind of linear reality has softened, and we're seeing everything in an equality of time. Time disappears completely, and I wanted to capture that with this movie. And Paul and I talked about, obviously we're moving in time in the movie, but we're seeing his mind do the same thing. Instead of, it's more contrapuntal, like music exists on a page where the notes are on top of each other rather than following a kind of linear cause and effect. So that's kind of where I was coming from with this.
Thank you.
There we go.
There we go.
Keep it loose. Okay.
Welcome to Cannes Film Festival. We're so excited to be here. We're now on a terrace on a hotel in the central of Cannes. And soon we're going to have a private interview with Thurman and Richard Gere for the movie Oh Canada that has its premiere tonight in Cannes. Welcome to Cannes Film Festival. You're having your movie Oh Canada selected by the competition movies. So how was that feeling when you found out?
I was so happy for Richard.
I was happy
And
for
Paul. I mean, Richard and Paul Schrader back together again after so many years.
Yeah.
No, we worked, and Paul wrote a great script too, and we all worked hard on this, so of course we're happy.
Yeah.
Everyone keeps asking me about when the last time I was here, and I can't remember the last time, but I remember the first time, which was the first movie I made, Days of Heaven, and I was still a young man at that point. And it was all a new experience. Everything about festivals and being known in the world.
But the last time you were playing together, if I'm not mistaken, was that in 1992?
Yeah. Final
She was
analysis.
a baby. She was 12 years old, and I was 18.
I was 12.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, and Richard was the 5700.
Oh
We've known each other a long time.
Yeah. So do you remember a lot from that, considering how? Do you remember a lot from the production, playing with
I remember nothing.
I remember nothing about it. And if I did, I wouldn't tell you anything.
Okay, so let's start talking about your movie now, Oh Canada. Richard, you're playing the old man that's facing a death, and in the movie is a documentary about his life, and you're trying to reveal the truth, or you are revealing the truth about your life, but only when the camera is on. And in Thurman, you're playing his wife, Emma.
Yes.
And you're not so happy about it.
Well, her husband is dying, and it's a difficult thing to face.
Yeah. And Richard, you want to tell us more about your character, Leonard?
Well, he's a complicated guy. I was just talking to Paul about this. He's insisting on creating a situation with a camera on where he says it's the only time that he will tell the truth if the camera's on. And I maintain to Paul, it's my wife has to be there. So we fashioned a way in which she ended up being the one behind the camera.
Yeah.
So I was speaking directly to her. But at the same time, I don't know that he's even telling the truth. I mean, he gives his version of the truth, but I think we can only believe him in that it's what he's feeling.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any empirical truth to any of the stuff in the film.
Thurman, what's about your character? If you can tell us more about Emma.
Well, she loves her husband. They have no children. They're passionate about their creativity and seem to have lived a beautiful life together up until this time.
They had a partnership.
They had an actual
like when
partnership.
Uma came in, it actually became more that way, that they have a real working partnership.
It seemed like, you know, as a person who isn't married, it looked on the page like an enviable marriage.
I think it was.
If you could find one that looked like a good one.
How is it to shoot a movie in a movie?
Well, I think that part of the fun
of
us is to play around with the metaphysical meaning of a camera and images. What does it actually mean? And the way the film works, it's using an Errol Morris technique where you actually look into the lens. So you're getting something that is extremely intimate and maybe more truthful because the camera's there, but we're looking directly into the lens. At the same time, there's a meta version of that that's outside, And then there's the meta version of Paul and I having a history, and Uma and I having a history also. So there's a lot of swirling levels of seeming reality.
So in the movie, I watched it, and you have an amazing cast, you two, and this Michael Imperioli in the movie as well.
We love Michael Imperioli.
Yeah.
You also went to see him on Broadway.
Yeah.
You were there I took Paul.
Oh yeah?
So to the play.
When did you go?
Like a week later. You had
week
the
later,
same
yeah.
thought as I thought, because Michael Imperioli's he's debuting on Broadway. So of course he can't be with us here. So we went to we all went separately with separately but together we all went to go see him.
Yeah.
He's very good in his Ibsen play on Broadway.
Because it felt like you all three in the movie a lot, like
Yes.
three main characters.
And Jacob Elordi has his own narrative as a young Richard, which is really powerful and beautiful, I thought.
He's terrific.
Fantastic.
And of course tonight is the premiere. So are you excited for the premiere and to see the movie?
I think going up those red steps is always a real privilege, and I've been up them many, many, many times, and I've never fallen once.
Nice.
Milagro.
Is it still
Touch
exciting?
wood, touch wood, touch
Milagro.
wood, touch wood. What about you, Richard?
I realize it's the last time I have to put on a tuxedo here.
Yeah.
It's going to be tonight.
Yeah.
Then I can put it away for a while.
Do you still think it's exciting to go to these events?
You know what's exciting? I got my son here, my 24-year-old son, and I've never brought him to a festival before. This is the first time.
Oh, so he's coming.
So, I mean, he's not going to be on the red carpet,
No,
with us, but he was with us last night. We saw Francis' movie. That's really fun for me.
Yeah. Will this be the first time you see the movie, or you've seen the movie before?
I've seen the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Sometimes I've heard that some people see it in the night.
It's true. I've seen movies for the first time here before, but not tonight.
So, what will see your future projects? What will see from you in the future? Any projects lined up? Something
I'm
you can
doing
tell
a
us about?
sequel to Red, White, and Royal Blue that is coming out.
Yeah.
And I have another movie coming out that will also have a sequel. I don't know, it's sequel day for me.
Okay, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks to all our friends in Sweden.
Yeah.
Thank
Looking
you.
forward to seeing you. Welcome to the Cannes Film Festival. We're so happy to present you that Francis Ford Coppola is here in Cannes with his new movie, Megalopolis.
Yes, and we are very excited to see what he comes up with next. So let's dive into the movie.
Ladies and gentlemen, and children of all ages, welcome.
The story is about what happens after a terrible event that destroys a place that looks a lot like New York City, which is already falling apart. The main character, Caesar, is a passionate idealist who wants to rebuild the city into a perfect, sustainable place.
And when we ask these questions, when there's a dialogue about them, that basically is a utopia.
And yesterday was the red carpet for the premiere of the movie.
Yes, and of course, OnePress TV was there. And among the stars, we find Adam Driver. Enjoy. And now we're going to show you a glimpse of the press conference.
Yes, and it was very exciting to have Francis Ford Coppola there. So let's have a look.
And the question, what fear did you have to encounter in order to keep your vision the way you want it to be?
Well, you know, I knew the film was not like other films that are out. I couldn't say, well, let's make it more like such and such, because I didn't have the example. But you know, it's how I felt the film should be, and since I was paying for it, I thought I was entitled to. Roman, you answer it for me. My son is my collaborator.
I guess the question is whether you had fear to overcome, and it seemed like you were fearless.
Does it?
Yeah, you were on the precipice of the building, and you looked over, and it didn't.
You know, in the end, there's so many people, when they die, they say, oh, I wish I had done this, I wish I had done that. But when I die, I'm going to say, I got to do this, and I got to see my daughter win an Oscar, and I got to make wine, and I got to make every movie I wanted to make, and I'm going to be so busy thinking of all the things that I got to do that when I die, I won't notice it.
Welcome to the Cannes Film Festival. We're so excited to present you with the movie everybody's been talking about, Furiosa, a Mad Max saga created by George Miller.
Yes, that's right, Marcus. There has been a lot of buzz around this movie here in Cannes, and it's very exciting because it is the 5th movie in the Mad Max saga.
So let's dive into the movie.
If you find him, he's mine.
The film stars famous actors such as Anya Taylor-Joy, Chris Hemsworth, and Charlie Fraser. The film delves into the backstory of the fearless warrior Furiosa, played by Anya Taylor-Joy, before she crosses paths with Mad Max. It takes place 2 decades before the events depicted in Mad Max Fury Road.
Remember me.
Welcome back, and of course OnePress TV was there yesterday for the red carpet for the world premiere.
Let's have a look.
De George Miller, présenté en avant-première mondiale ce soir, avec Anya Taylor-Joy, Chris Hemsworth, Tom Burke, Alida Brown et Elsa Pataky.
After the premiere, there was a press conference, and we were there.
Exactly. So let's hear it from the man himself, created by the movie, George Miller.
Hi, my name is Marcus. I work for OnePress TV in Sweden. First, I want to say it was an amazing movie. I really loved the movie. And I love the effects, the environment, the locations, and the costumes. So, George, could you just tell us a little bit more about the choice of the locations and the choice of the costumes?
Well, everything that you design or want to be seen in the frame has to serve the story. So every costume is an extension, of course, of the character. Every prop, every weapon, every vehicle. And if you look at all these stories, there's a very strong connection between the aesthetic of the vehicle and, in a sense, the aesthetic of the character. So that's really important. And so it is with the locations. There has to be a progression through the story of those things. Everything serves the progression of the story. And that's not just something that we do casually. That's something that we're with everyone coming together working on the film, that we discuss endlessly. We discuss the organizing ideas that kind of construct that, so that we have a coherent internal logic on absolutely everything you see in the film. Every gesture people make, every bit of makeup, every hair, so everything.
Eleanor, great to see you.
Hello, Marcus. I hope you are having a great day so far. I think that you should get a tour of this film palace that we're at right now. So let's do a little tour of where we work. And now it is time to go through security, which is a big part of this event. So they check everything, but I don't have any bags, so we're good. Okay, let's go. We're gonna go up and see some of the facilities that we have here, because we have a big room for lunch. We have a terrace where we can get something to drink. We have some coffee. Let's see what we're up to.
Okay.
So up here we have the media center, and this is where we go to all of the press conferences, and we get to meet some of the actors and writers and directors. But today we're gonna go up to the terrace where everybody can get a little bit something to drink, or snacks for that matter. We'll see if they have some of that. Okay, so up here...
This is what I call a view.
This is what I can call a view, yes. Okay, so up here you can see other people shooting some stuff. We have also done some of our little intros that you will see in this video around here. But you have the marina, you have loads of boats, you have a view of all of it. You actually also have the castle where we've been to a press lunch. So that was super nice. But we're gonna walk this way. All right, like I said, we're on the clock, so we're gonna go back to work, and I'm gonna show you where all of the press and media people are. This is where we have all of the press conferences, and you can also see the very amazing poster for the 77th Film Festival of Cannes. Okay, so now I'm gonna show you where we work.
Let's have a look at the review. Let's go back to the review of the movies.
Let's go back to the reviews of the movies. Okay. All right, let's go back to the reviews of the movies.
Welcome to the Cannes Film Festival. We're so happy to present that Kevin Costner is here in Cannes with his new movie, Horizon, an American Saga.
That's right, Marcus. Let's dive into the movie.
All this will be there someday. There's no army of this earth that's going to stop those wagons coming, little as they're wanted.
Kevin Costner returns to the Western genre in Horizon, an American Saga, honoring the classic era of American movies. Famous for his roles in many westerns, like his breakout role as Jake in the 1985 film Silverado. Costner is both the director and the main actor in this eagerly awaited project. He's joined by well-known co-stars such as Sienna Miller, Sam Worthington, Giovanni Ribisi, and Abby Lee.
You use that much this year?
Haven't had much need of it yet.
Looks like we got ourselves a bad man right here.
Yesterday was the red carpet for the movie, and OnePress TV was there.
Let's have a look at the world premiere.
Hors compétition et en avant-première mondiale au Festival de Cannes. Kevin Costner, son réalisateur, entouré par ses comédiennes et comédiens.
Welcome back, and after the premiere they had a press conference.
So let's hear more from the man himself, Kevin Costner.
I'd like to ask you, Kevin, about the financial troubles. You mentioned troubles earlier, so I want to talk about the 20 million that you put of your own money into the movie, and part 3 and 4 are not even financed yet.
I don't know why it was so hard. You saw the movie. I don't know why it was so hard to get people to believe in the movie that I wanted to make. I've made movies before, you know. Don't think my movie's better than anybody else's movie, but I don't think anybody else's movie's better than mine. And I think that I make it for people. So it's a pattern for me. It's happened with Dances with Wolves, Field of Dreams, Bull Durham, The Open Range. It seems to be a pattern that some of the things that I like are harder to make. My problem is that I don't fall out of love with what I think is something good. And so I try to go the traditional way. I mean, I look out in this harbor, and there's so many boats out here, and there's so many billionaires. There's probably no billionaire in here with us. And I'm thinking, yeah, keep dreaming. So I feel like I should come to Cannes, and I should come to Monaco and say, hey, billionaire,
Do you want to be in the movie business?
Welcome to the Cannes Film Festival. We're so excited to present you another movie that had its world premiere yesterday, Kinds of Kindness.
Yes, and among the stars we find Willem Dafoe, Jesse Plemons, and Emma Stone.
And it's directed by Yorgos Lanthimos.
Let's dive into the movie. The movie is divided into 3 parts, but the characters change names. It's both a comedy and a psychedelic thriller. Willem Dafoe plays a manipulative person who tries to convince his friend, played by Jesse Plemons, to do terrible things. Additionally, this is a movie that doesn't turn out as you expect. As the director said, please watch the movie and form your own opinion.
Welcome back. Yesterday, OnePress TV was on the red carpet.
Let's have a look at the world premiere.
Jesse Plemons, Joey Alwyn, Mahmoud Ouati, Hong Cho et Yorgos Stephanakos. Et prix du jury pour The Lobster.
And of course, yesterday there was a press conference as well.
Let's see what they had to say.
Hello, my name is Yael. I'm a French journalist. So, first of all, congratulations for this movie. My question is for you, Emma. Third theater film with Yorgos. You also worked together in a short movie, Blitz. Can you take us back to the genesis of this relationship, how it came to be, and what do you like about Yorgos and Emma? And Yorgos, is Emma your muse?
He's my muse.
We've established that long ago.
Yeah. I met him about 10 years ago. We had lunch to talk about The Favorite, or the idea of doing The Favorite. It was a couple years before we made the film. And I was, at that point, had only seen Dogtooth, and The Lobster had just come here. And so I was just struck immediately by he was warm and easy to talk to, and stupidly just very different than what his films are. I thought he would be much more intense than he actually is in person, and we had such a great time working together on the Favorite, and I'm drawn to his stories. I'm drawn to his films. I'm drawn to his way of seeing the world, and the characters and the way he goes about all of it. So it was it's just been that. I think we both feel that way.
We do.
We have similar tastes. Who knew?
And I'm your muse.
Yes.
Welcome to the Cannes Film Festival. We're so excited to present you with a new movie, The Apprentice, that had its world premiere yesterday.
Yes, and The Apprentice is about a young Donald Trump, and as you can imagine, it has been mentioned a lot in the media.
The movie The Apprentice is about a young Donald Trump showing how his life was shaped at an early age. This film also focused a lot on his relationship with lawyer Roy Cohn, who played a significant role in Trump's early career and shaped him as a person. Additionally, it provides insights into his relationship with his wife Ivana Trump. We from OnePress TV saw the movie, and we highly recommend you to see it.
And yesterday at the red carpet, among the stars, we got to see Sebastian Stan, who plays the lead role of the young Donald Trump.
And he actually looked at Donald Trump in the movie.
He did.
So let's have a look at the red carpet and the world premiere.
D'accueillir sur le tapis rouge l'équipe du film The Apprentice.
Welcome back. And yesterday was the press conference of the movie.
And there are a lot of questions being asked. Let's hear what Sebastian Stan had to say.
What did you learn about Donald Trump while making this movie that you think we can relate to the Trump that we know today? And can you also talk about the release schedule during the election and sort of what hope you have for the impact the film would have.
What did you learn? It's up. I think that's up to you guys, to see the movie. I think that's the hope we have is that people watch the film, because I always feel like there is always something to learn. And I think for me, as an actor and standing next to this brave artist that I respect and I will follow wherever he goes, with all these people that had enough balls to do this project, that's what we have to do. We have to kind of take on things that are risky and perhaps uncomfortable to talk about, but I think it's important that we do, because like Ali said last night, it's in our face every day, and I think we need to have a perspective, or we need to just at least confront one another, hopefully in a peaceful way, about what is happening and what we're seeing. I think there's a lot to learn from the film.
Welcome to the last evening at the Cannes Film Festival. We're so excited. Tonight is the award ceremony.
And very soon we will find out who are the winners. But first we will take a look at the red carpet.
Bienvenue à la cérémonie de clôture du 77e Festival de Cannes.
Briser le cœur. La Palme d'Or est attribuée à Anora de Sean Baker.
Oh my God, this is incredible.
C'est tout à fait incroyable.
I really don't know what's happening right now.
Je ne sais pas ce qui...
This win is for all sex workers. The last 5 films I've made have focused on sex work, and as I've been saying about that, I think this is just these stories, these individual stories. They might not change the world, but they are part of stories being told that I think help chip away at the stigma that exists. In my eyes, it's obviously an unfair stigma, and one that perplexes me because it's our oldest profession, yet nothing has changed towards on the perception of it. So my hope is this: these are stories that that humanize sex workers, but also just they're universal stories applied to sex work. So I hope audiences can sort of connect and identify, and therefore hopefully that leads to to empathy. So yeah.
Cannes Film Festival 2024 has come to an ending, and we've now been there for 2 weeks and followed the whole film festival.
And we hope you've enjoyed our summaries, our reviews and interviews, and if you did, please like and follow.
Did you say they're going to follow us?
I think I did.
Okay, don't forget to follow us. See you next year.